Good morning. Good morning and welcome to One Heart, One Mind Center for Spiritual Living. And this morning, we're going to start our Sunday service with an oldie but goodie. We're going to start with Thank You for This Day. And I'm going to put the lyrics up on the screen. And if you'd like to mute yourself and you can sing as loud as you'd like. Thanks, Richard.
There we go. Okay, hold on. Yeah, what's happening is I can't get to turn on the file, and its thing is taking up the whole screen. Yeah, that helps. Okay.
All right. I don't know if the lyrics up.
Here we go. Here we go. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day, this healing day, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends, my beautiful friends, my beautiful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My glorious health. My glorious health. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My wonderful, my beautiful, my fabulous life. My wonderful, my beautiful, my fabulous life. All right.
All right. Thank you. I'll wait for you, Richard. Thank you. Oh, good morning again. And I would like to introduce our practitioner of the day, Robert Brown, who is going to do our opening prayer, Invocation. And he's also shared some wonderful quotes with me, which I will share with you. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning. For a minute, I thought you were talking about me when you said an oldie but goodie, but okay. So good morning, everybody. Welcome to this perfect day, another perfect day in what passes for paradise. I invite you to all close your eyes, relax, take a deep centering breath. And join me in consciousness. Join me in knowing that there is only one power, only one spirit, only one presence in this universe and in our lives. And we are one with it each and every moment of our lives. I thank you for yet another beautiful day and another beautiful congregational get together on a Sunday morning. I thank you for this wonderful, loving community of One Heart, One Mind Center for Spiritual Living, and for the message that we will be getting today, for the consciousness raising that will happen today, and for the love that abounds in all of our hearts today. I give great thanks for all of this. I release, I let go, I know it's so. And together we say, and so it is. So we've got a couple of quotes this morning. The first is from Gangaji. I don't know if you're all familiar with Gangaji, but she's an American woman who became basically a Buddhist teacher and leader, and has written a number of books. And the quote goes like this: if you are willing to take an instant to withdraw attention from whatever your internal dialogue is, to withdraw energy from whatever the latest point of view about your suffering is, it is immediately obvious what is here: the fullness, the richness, and the love of oneself, and the love of oneness, self as conscious life. And along the same lines, Meister Eckhart, many centuries before Gangaji, said, "The eye through which I see God is the same eye through which God sees me. My eye and God's eye are one eye, one seeing, one knowing, one love." And you notice that both of the quotes end with a statement about love. Love, in my opinion, is, and in the opinion of many others, is what moves the universe, what causes the universe to keep on trucking. Love for ourselves, love for each other, and love for spirit. So join me in a moment of silence as we contemplate our oneness with spirit and contemplate our love for ourselves, for our friends, for our relatives, for our fellow congregational members, and for the universe. And now that your hearts and minds are filled with love, I welcome you back to our Zoom room. And together we're going to say the affirmation for this month. And it's a new month. Welcome to November. And say with me, I am so grateful today. Today, I allow gratitude to open doors and close old ones. I am grateful for everything, every little thing, every big thing. I am grateful that Spirit is with me, expressing as me. Today, I allow my grateful heart to trust and to live in faith. I am so grateful, and so it is. Now we turn it over to our music maestro.
Yeah, the song I'm going to do today, I think it fits very well with the theme that Michelle had mentioned to me about breathing in the view, opening up, seeing more clearly our path, what we should be doing. Something called I Can See Clearly Now. So let's get this started. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Yes, here is the rainbow I've been praying for. Gonna be a bright, bright sunshiny day. Gonna be a bright, bright sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. Gonna be a bright, bright sunshiny day. Gonna be a bright, bright sunshiny day. Yes, look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. Gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. I love that song. And it is a bright, sunshiny day here where I am. It was cloudy earlier, but it's wonderful now. So good morning again. And it's so funny. Life's so funny. So earlier I was concerned that I would have to that you wouldn't be able to hear me because my voice is a little clogged up, my nose is a little clogged up, but I'm feeling like I can actually speak pretty clearly right now. Oh, how usual. So again, good morning. Welcome to One Heart, One Mind online Sunday service on this beautiful November morning. And we all got an extra hour this morning. So I hope you're feeling rested. I almost didn't know what to do with my extra hour. So, and I want to start with expressing my gratitude to Maureen Bishop and Reverend Leslie Massapos and Robert Brown for presenting last week's Sunday message. I really appreciate it. I was visiting with my daughter and her family, and I had a really great time. I got to go trick-or-treating with a butterfly, Neil Armstrong, and Curious George. It was a very special time. So as I think it was Richard mentioned, November's monthly theme is Breathe in the View. And that theme reminds me of standing on a mountaintop, breathing in the view. And it also reminds me that there are many, many different paths to reach the summit of the mountain. But that once we get up there, once we're at the top of the mountain, the view is pretty much the same, you know, and we can say that as we are elevated in consciousness, we connect to the same divine presence and power, even though our journeys are individual, very individual to each of us. You know, even if we're living and practicing the same spiritual tradition as someone else, like Science of Mind, our journey is going to be unique to us. So this month, we'll be talking about our journey to the top of the mountain and the experience of the summit. So there's many paths to the summit. There's as many paths as there are climbers. And some paths are steep and arduous, and others are kind of long and slow and curving. And some are really clearly marked and easy to follow, well-worn and trusted. And some are kind of hidden with secrets that don't show themselves until you're right on top of them. But most paths haven't even been carved out yet. How about you? As practitioners of the Science of Mind philosophy, that's pretty much where most of us probably are, carving out our own path. And even for people like us who call ourselves spiritual, it's easy to fall into the trap of judging somebody else's path. Have you ever done that? Or even to judge our own path. But here's the thing, in the end, no matter what path we choose, no matter what path we feel called to do, there's always pros, there's always cons, there's always ups and downs. And ultimately, the choice lands in our lap. It's up to us to decide what best suits us, our beliefs, our values, our lifestyle. And it's always valuable, I think, to stop and reflect on what path we're on currently. You know, are you following your own path, or is it somebody else's path? Is it serving you? Have you gotten off course? Have you gotten turned around a little? Choosing our path is really just this never-ending process. It's really a daily process when you think about it. And I believe one of the most empowering questions that we can ask ourselves as we're finding our way is, are we focused on the destination, or is the journey more important to us? Because if we're only focused on the destination, then we're missing out on some really good stuff. And, you know, the destination is important. We all have goals, but above and beyond that is, how are we traversing the journey? You know, what choices are we making moment by moment? Are we grounded in love? Are we standing in the flow? You know what I mean? We all have to have a vision for the way that we want to live our lives, and then become that vision. So today's message is entitled The View from Here, asking ourselves where we are right now. You know, what's the view from behind your eyes in this moment? You know, if you plan on taking a journey to the top of the mountain, then you might want to know where you're starting from. And this has to do with both perspective and perception from that perspective. You know, and I've been thinking about this a lot, you know, oh, how usual again. I really was thinking a lot about perception and perspective. And then, of course, when we had our Wednesday evening meeting with Dennis Merritt Jones, he addressed that very issue. Again, oh, how usual. And since we're talking about where we are right now, I think it's good for us to actually know the difference. You know, perspective is your point of view, and perception is what you interpret from that point of view. Perception is our understanding of a given situation, a person, an object, an experience. And it's the meaning that we just assign to any given situation, any person, anything. You know, a couple of weeks ago, I shared an illustration that kind of shows how different perspectives influence what we see. Remember the cylinder illustration? Let me see if I'll get it up here for you. I'll share it again because it was kind of cool, I thought. All right, here we go. And there's November's affirmation. I really liked November's affirmation. Let's see. Here it is. Remember the cylinder? So here's the cylinder, but the reflection of it from the side, it looks like a rectangle or a square. the reflection of it from the end is a circle, so it sort of reminds me of the story about the elephant in the cave and the blind men, and they're all feeling a different part of the elephant and trying to come up with their own definition. It really does have a lot to do with our perspective. What perspective am I looking at this from? So now, the meaning that we give to the perspective is our perception. Remember the exercise I shared from the Course in Miracles? I have given everything I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place, all the meaning that it has for me. We assign meaning to things from our given perspectives. We see from a particular point of view, our perspective, and we perceive meaning from that view or perspective. I'm sorry, I'm tripping over my tongue here. Based on our experiences, our values, our beliefs. You get the idea. Ernest Holmes, our founder, had this beautiful line. Well, at least I thought it was beautiful. I'm going to share it with you, and you can make up your own mind. And he said this about perspective. He said, our world is created by our consciousness, and our consciousness takes its color from the perception of our relationship to the infinite. Isn't that beautiful? Our perception of our relationship to the infinite. So I ask again, what does your view look like now? What's the view from behind your eyes in this moment? Is your view taking its color from the perception of your relationship to the divine, to God, to spirit, your authentic self? Or is it from an old pattern of thinking and being that is no longer serving you? We gotta know where we are so we can get packed or unpacked, as the case may be, for the journey that we're about to begin today. And every day is a fresh new journey. And in Science of Mind, we teach that what we see from is what we see in the world. How do you want to see and experience the world on your journey from this moment forward? What an empowering question. How do I want to experience the world? So I believe the first thing that we got to pack for our journey is our awareness. We talk a lot about awareness as a spiritual practice as we move through our day. An awareness of what bubbles up for us during our daily life, and I don't know about you, but very often in my day, something I see in the world or hear, think about, pushes some button in my subconscious, and it's that button that's still unhealed and that makes me feel a little uncomfortable. It could be something that happened years ago, or it could be something that happened last week or yesterday. It doesn't matter. And because I have avoided it and not dealt with it, that energy, the energy of the experience, of thought, whatever, that it triggered is still there, and it just wants to move through me and to be complete and to be healed. And I just keep pushing it back down. But honestly, it's sort of like, you've heard that analogy of a rubber ball in a swimming pool, and it takes a lot of effort to hold that ball down. But that's how much I don't want to deal with it, because frankly, it's uncomfortable. Do any of you have that experience? I may have to face some truth that just doesn't feel good to me. Things that I've said or done, or things that other people have said or done. It's just such a bother. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but because you're human and you still live here on planet Earth, I bet it has. And there are many, many, many ways to engage with and release these old patterns. And we teach them here, especially in our classes and our workshops. Melinda and I are doing right now on Tuesday evening. We spent all last Tuesday talking about ways in which we can release these old patterns. So I invite you to get involved, reach out, see a practitioner. There's all different kinds of ways that when those things bubble up, we can deal with them. So another thing I wanted to share is that when I was up in Petaluma visiting my daughter, I also visited with my brother, Randy. He also lives in Petaluma. And we went for, and I think I need to get a drink of water because my voice is starting to get a little scratchy. Thank you. So, Randy and we went for this long walk in this beautiful wetland, marshland at Schoenberger's Park. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the area, but it's gorgeous, and Randy, my brother, is a recovering alcoholic, and I'm so proud of him. He has like 7 months or something like that. And he is so innovative and deliberate about his sobriety. He's awesome. But as we walked, he asked me, he said, have you ever heard of a Japanese art called Kimsugi? Kimsugi, that's it. I think I pronounced it correctly. And I had never heard of it. And so he explained, he said, in the Japanese culture, when you, nothing is wasted. When you eat every last grain of rice in your bowl. And in the spirit of this, let's call it a prudent cultural norm, the art of Kimsugi was born. So if a piece of pottery is broken, it is lovingly put back together in the art of Kimsugi. And not just with regular glue, but with gold. Kimsugi is built on the idea that in embracing our brokenness, our flaws, and our imperfection, we create an even stronger, more beautiful vessel. Whether it's a cup or a bowl or a plate or a human being, every break, they believe, is unique. And instead of repairing the break so it looks like new, this 400-year-old art, I believe it is, highlights the scars and the parts of the vessel that are now beautiful through the repair, and of course this is a metaphor for how we are enlarged and enhanced and blessed by the ways in which we perceive ourselves to be flawed or broken, and through the practice of our awareness, the awareness that rises up in us because it feels broken, we have an opportunity to transform, to actually create a life that is more unique, beautiful, and more resilient than it was before. I mean, think about it. What if we changed our perception of what occurred to us, whatever it may be, anything that we're hanging on to, something that was, really a real bummer, to something that we look at as enriching our lives. I wouldn't be who I am if I hadn't gone through this. I am enriched by it. So I want to show you a picture of the art because I thought it was pretty beautiful. So I'm going to do that. I actually found a couple of vessels on, hang on, I got to move the slide. Go back to the perception here. But check out this gorgeous vessel. Look at that. Is that beautiful? And the gold is where it was broken. But now those places in which it was broken are highlighted to be the most interesting and beautiful part of the entire vessel. Just like us, the stuff we go through enhances us, it enriches us, it makes us more beautiful, it makes us who we are as we move along this beautiful journey that we're walking together, or alone, however we're walking. Anyway, I just thought that was incredibly fascinating, that whole thing. So that's Kimsugi. Thank you, Brother Randy. So another thing that might be useful for us to pack on our journey is a sense of reverence. For some reason, this has been really up for me lately. To revere something or someone is to recognize the life, the God, the presence of the divine within it. Whether it's an inanimate object like the bowl or an animate object like us or animals, our pets, whatever, a plant. And to honor it as sacred. Including ourselves. Remember, because what we see from is what we see in the world. If we see ourselves as sacred, we will be able to revere everything that we see. And if we pack reverence to take with us on our life journey, we see that everywhere in the world. It's it's all beauty, even the beautiful things that we see, the lovely nature of beautiful sunset, or the dingy things, a compost pile, a rotting something, it's all beautiful when we know that God is in everything. When we practice that kind of reverence where we see everything, and I've heard this before that reverence is in real life application. It's unconditional love. It's having a high positive regard for everything. And we know that what we take care of, what we love, is what we take care of. So if all I see is God, I'm going to take care of it no matter what it looks like. So I wanted to share something. I love Mark Nepo, and I love his book, 7,000 Ways to Listen. And I wanted to share something that he wrote about, and I thought this kind of put a sharp point on this idea of reverence in all things. And he wrote in his book, I had a dream the other day in which my job was to sweep the temple floor at dawn. I couldn't find the temple and wasn't sure where to begin when an old man came up to me. He looked like one of those small ancient monkeys with 1,000-year-old eyes. He took my broom and he examined the handle and he gave it back to him and he said, "You're holding it too tightly." Anybody ever hang on to life too tightly? You're holding it too tightly. And then he hopped like a monkey and he continued. And here it is. The secret is that the temple is anywhere you wake. Oh. He left and I started sweeping where I stood, and a path appeared which I felt compelled to take. And then I woke up. The temple is anywhere you wake. Reverence for everything and everyone. Reverence puts me in that state of awe. Awe is not only a thought, but an experience of seeing, of that unconditional love, of namaste, the God in me, recognize and honors the God in you. And when I'm so consumed by the sacred in all things, it sort of just becomes a part of me, becomes the atmosphere of my being, my natural state of being. And I am definitely still a work in progress. My journey is still ongoing. And sometimes I have trouble seeing God when someone is unkind to me, or when my adult children call me and they want to talk about some drama in their life that I see is just like being so silly. I'm sure when I was their age, I thought it was really serious too, but I'm working on it. And the more I let things come and go and wash over me, the more the world looks and feels sacred to me. The more I stand in that reverence and that awe. In the Taoist spiritual tradition, the first of their 4 cardinal rules is blessing. I'm sorry, the first of their 4 cardinal rules is reverence. And Lao Tzu, who is the spiritual master that is attributed to have started Taoism, he wrote, and I wrote it down here, he said, "Living in the moment brings you a sense of reverence for all of life's blessings." I love that. For all of life's blessings, and as I said before, reverence is expressed in the world as having this unconditional love and positive regard for everything in the universe, starting with us, which naturally flows from us when we're grounded in that reverence for all life. Oh, and then Nepo continued. I want to share the rest of that too. He continued on and he wrote on that same page. I highly recommend that book. It's so lovely. He wrote, "Now I wonder, is listening with our hearts a form of sweeping away all the noise and the distraction that life keeps whipping up for us? I remain convinced that when we can listen deeply beyond our need of being heard, beyond the rustle of our own concerns, there are no strangers in the heart. When we can truly listen through the sweep of love," there's that love again, Robert. I was talking about love earlier. "We become each other. we become each other. We recognize our oneness. It felt like last month we talked all month about our oneness. And there it is again, which leads me to the next thing that I think we should pack for our journey up the mountain, up to the summit. And that is compassionate listening. You know, and we've talked a lot about compassion. Compassion, as we know, is the ability to be present with someone, to feel how they feel through empathy, and yet be able to hold for them a greater vision of what's possible for them in their lives through the connection of that oneness, through the infinite mind of God, through the unlimited field of potential. Compassionate listening is to often hear what's not really being said, but to hear, to feel what their heart is speaking to you. You know what I mean? To hold the space wide open in love and understanding it, and to know that whatever is missing, you know, whatever it is that they're in, whatever is missing in that moment, we are empowered to bring it. That's compassion. That's holding the higher vision for someone. If someone is in pain in any way, we can hold peace and clarity. We are empowered through holding that compassion and listening with an open heart to bring whatever is needed in any particular situation. Love, clarity, peace. You know, you get the picture. You know, and this is a way of being in service. And it's being in service in a way that not only serves the person that we're with at the moment, but it serves the whole. It isn't a service that selfishly, selflessly, I should say, gives of what we have, but it acknowledges that supply is endless, that spirit is supply. And that as we give, we open ourselves to receive, you know, and it's from a place of our wholeness, from a place of infinite supply and connectedness, and knowing that as I serve you, I serve myself and the entirety of the whole of all of life, you know. So listening compassionately puts us into that place of serving from our connectedness and our wholeness. And this leads us to a recognition of our own value. You know, we are valuable. Our life is a gift. We're a part of the one life, and our place in it cannot be substituted. We matter. You know, not only do we matter to the person we're sitting with, we matter to all of life, to the whole. We can't be replaced. And our gift of life is how we show up. We're empowered to contribute, to enhance, and we bring meaning and purpose into matter, into form, into our humanity. I love that line. We are energy mattering in a very real way. And it's our responsibility to use our gift to matter in life, to bring love into the world, you know, to the best of our ability to recognize what we're here to do and what we bring. So let's see, what have we packed to take on our journey so far? Let's see, we've packed awareness, we've packed reverence and awe, which is the embodiment of reverence. We have the ability to compassionately listen with deep hearts and a desire to be in service from our place of wholeness. We've packed an understanding of our value and our place in the world. And these are definitely going to come in handy as we make our journey up to the summit. But I think there's probably room for one more thing, at least one more thing, probably several, but at least one more. How about we pack a little gratitude? You know, I don't think we can begin our journey without sprinkling some gratitude in there. We can take it out and sprinkle it around us as we're moving through our day. Yeah, gratitude. Yep, we're going to need some gratitude for sure. And as we've said many times here at One Heart, One Mind, gratitude is not only a response to the blessings we've already received, but it is a creative energy. It is a force to be reckoned with. I dare you, I double dog dare you to try and be in a bad mood and be in gratitude. It can't be done. Gratitude is the ultimate, transformer. Just take a deep breath right now and think of one thing that you're grateful for and see if you can feel a shift. I bet you can. Okay, then I have to ask again, one more time. What is your current view? Are you seeing through the perspective of your humanness and what's all around you in the outside world? Or are you seeing through the perspective of your divinity? Are you perceiving divinity in everything around you? I'm sorry. Do you see your ability to use the things you've packed in your bag today to take them along with you on your journey to the mountaintop? Do you see how you are empowered to use awareness to keep you grounded in the present moment where God is? Can you pull out reverence for all of life and live from that viewpoint? The God in me recognizes and honors the God in you, as I said before. Can you experience the absolute joy of compassionate listening with heart? And can you move into your ability to serve from a delight in your oneness and your wholeness in spirit? And can you feel the pull and the energy of gratitude as a creative force, as well as a response to any event and circumstance and experience that you might encounter along the way? Wow, we got a really full bag, and as we move through our life, our day, our journey, asking these kinds of empowering questions is so helpful. I invite you this week, before your feet even hit the floor, before you leave your house, pack your bag with the gifts of spirit that will allow you to walk through your journey, your day, your moment-to-moment experience with peace and love and sheer bliss and anything else that is a quality of the divine that you think you might need that day, that you think you might have use for. So I invite you to do that as you move through your day. And right now, I invite you to join me in doing a spiritual mind treatment for ourselves and for all. So taking in a nice deep centering breath, coming into the awareness of your connection to the oneness of all life, God, spirit, the all that is, the energy that moves through life, that is grand and big and is small and quiet. It is all that is, and we are in it. We sit in the center of its circle, and it's everywhere. Wherever we are is the center of that circle in all life. So I speak my word for and about each and every person that is present on this call and each and every person that is not. I speak my word for our beloved United States of America. I speak my word for all the countries that are on the face of our beloved Mother Earth, that we walk on her with love and reverence and a deep respect for all that she gives us through her connection with the divine life. Oh, and I speak my word that there is an opening, a widening, a shift in consciousness that we all experience right here, right now, that allows us to be the fullness of the divine life in every area of our lives, in our interpersonal relationships, in our work in the world, in our abundance of supply from every imaginable resource to our let's see, what am I saying? Divine, healthy bodies that are so beautifully designed to move us around and be energy mattering. So I speak my word forward about all of this. I hold it in my heart. I hold it in my being. I resonate with it, and law takes it and brings it into demonstration, because that's what law does. It has no choice. Thank you, God, for the ability to participate consciously with the creative energy of all that life is. So I rest in this in deep gratitude and deep assurance that these words are already done in the mind of God and making their way into demonstration right now. And so we just take a deep breath in and we signify our agreement together by saying, and so it is. I made it through. I didn't cough, sneeze, or, well, almost. Because my body is coming into vitality and wholeness right now, even as I speak. Oh, I tell you, that's something I always take with me every day. When Leslie said that to them, there was something in me that really got a hold of it. Never say anything about your body that you don't want to be true. Thank you, Leslie, for that. All right, and Leslie is going to take us into, let's see,
our giving. Now's the time for our giving, where we share part of the gifts of God with the center in the support of it, and like our Sunday morning services and the programs that we do. And we have several ways of giving, and Michelle's putting those up on the screen for us.
I'm getting there. There's that beautiful bowl.
Okay. You see in the chat message that was just put on the screen, the mailing address for Jim Massifus, our assistant treasurer. And if you want to send your donation in the form of a check, it is to him and that address that you send it to. Or another way that we give is through Venmo. And you see there, it's at OHOM Center when you give that donation. And that goes directly into our operating account. And it is no cost to you to do that. And now let's join together in our giving affirmation. I recognize that all supply flows from the divine givingness of spirit. My gift is a continuation of this divine flow. I give and receive from this infinite supply. I give in faith, in love, and in joy, and it flows back to me in kind. And so it is. And now we are ready for our announcements. And tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock on Zoom is our group prayer that we do for the support and well-being of the center, and actually everyone in this world, in particular our congregants that attend. And then at 6:30 on Tuesday, and you please note that the time has been changed from 6 to 6:30, is our Tuesday evening presentation that's led by Reverend Michelle and Relaine. And Relaine, if you would please tell us about what's going to happen on Tuesday evening.
Sure, I'd love to. This Tuesday, we're going to be talking about forgiveness and prayer. And I think it's going to be a really exciting last evening for the workshop. And I'm really excited about it. And I hope you all can come. Thank you.
This is part 3 of a 3-part series that they've been doing. Okay. Then on Tuesday evenings, the 16th and the 21st of November, I will be leading a book discussion on a book by Neville Goddard called Out of This World, which is how imagination works in your life. Yeah. Are there any other announcements? Michelle?
Well, I just wanted to say that a really dear friend of mine and relates as well is going to do a workshop. She's an author and she has really dedicated her life to the idea of gratitude in general. And she is going to be doing a workshop for us on Wednesday, November 30th. on gratitude. So I think that should be really fun to look forward to that.
Thank you. And let us all close our eyes as we give thanks that Reverend Michelle's voice held out and she was able to give this Sunday morning service. We know that we are open to self-examination and seeing what our view of things are, how we think, how we perceive. And we know in that openness that we are working with a higher power that always gives us direction. It lets us know what needs to be changed and gives us that information for us to be higher spiritual entities in this physical world that we live in. We give thanks for spirit at work in our lives and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Continue to give me the information. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you.
I'll put up the lyrics to the last song, which is
Oops, the screen is taking up the whole screen. I need to be able to get on my screen. There, thank you. Okay. Stand. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
Thank you,
Richard.
Richard. Appreciate it. Well, does anybody, Richard, could you, does anybody have anything they'd like to share? Morgan does.